So hey guys, it's been a bit. There's been a lot going on and a lot I really didn't want to talk about. So I have kind of fallen down on the job. I promised you the good, the bad, the ugly, and I really haven't been fulfilling that promise. So now's the time. You might see a lot of tears this time because a lot of what I have to talk about makes me very sad and leaves me feeling very down. I have people in my life who say, "Oh, it's okay, it'll get better." But there are times where I can't see that bright light at the end of the tunnel. So here we go. We started round 2 this week. I'm now taking the, what's it called? It's Red Devil, I can't remember what, doxorubicin and cyclophosphamide. There we go. Brain fog sometimes kicks in, and then I can sometimes get out the other side of it. I've been told 2 different stories. That this round is easier because I have a 2-week break between infusions. And I've also been told that this round is going to kick my butt. I'm not sure which is going to be true for me. It really depends on my own body. But that's what we're facing. So for the next 2 weeks, the next 2 Thursdays and Fridays, we won't be going to Sudbury. I'll be home. I'm supposed to have, from all accounts, I'm supposed to have a rough first week. The second week is supposed to be a little bit better. The third week, I'm supposed to feel more like myself. And then I get another infusion at the end of that third week. Along with the chemo treatments, with every infusion, I also get my immunotherapy, which I still don't understand, I'll be honest. At first I thought it was supposed to boost my immunities. Then I read a little bit, and it doesn't boost my immunities. It just stops the chemo from attacking my immune system. I don't know. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's just the way the infusions have worked out to this point, where now every infusion I also have my immunotherapy. So there's that. Saying a lot because I don't have anything written down, and I know I have a lot to say. So just give me a brief second and I will actually write down what I want to say. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so I have my list on my phone side by side here so I won't get sidetracked as to where I want to go with this video. On the 30th of July, I will be getting my port placed. It's a portacath, or there's a couple of other names for it, but portacath is one of the more common ones. I'll be getting that placed. It'll be right about, I'll lift the phone so you can see a bit better, right about there. I do have a tattoo there. So what he's going to try and do is place the incision for the port just above my tattoo, because I don't want to lose that tattoo. I don't want it damaged. That tattoo was put there about, 2 days after Kimmy died, in honor of her. I don't know if you noticed my fingers might have been on it. Just give me 1 sec, I'll show you again. See the semicolon that's in there? I call it my Kimmy Phoenix. But that was placed there in honor of her because of a lot of reasons. But the semicolon reminds me that I still have a life to live, with or without her. So this coming week, on the 30th of July, I will have my portacath placement. I do have to call the nurses in the pre-admit clinic and make sure that the oral medications that I'm supposed to be taking for the next few days are not going to interfere with that. One of the oral medications that they have me on for nausea is olanzapine. It's a pretty common name. A lot of people might know it. It kicks my butt. I took one last night and thought, okay, well, that'll take me 45 minutes or so to take effect. Should be able to watch a show on my phone. And no word of a lie, 20 minutes and I was out like a light, and I did not wake up until after 11 o'clock this morning. John says that before he left for church, I interacted with him, but I do not remember any of it, and I took the pill at 9 o'clock. So that's something that I need to be aware of, to the point where if I have to be up early and I have to take that medication, I need to take it earlier so that I can go to sleep earlier, so that I'm functioning when I get up, because it kicks me. The other medication that I have to take orally, it's only for the first 4 days. So I take it day 1, the day of chemo, just before my chemo infusion, and I should have known better then that it only takes about 20 minutes, because in the chemo chair I was out in about 20 minutes as well. I'm also taking dexamethasone, which is on day 1. And then I have to take the olanzapine and dexamethasone on days 2, 3, and 4. So it might work out that I am okay, but I've got to call the pre-admit ladies anyway and find out for sure. I still have this awful cough. I've had it for, I don't even know how many weeks now, 5 or 6 weeks. It doesn't go anywhere. It's not an infection. My lungs are clear. It just is there. The breathlessness that I was feeling at the end of the previous round with the carboplatin chemo, I had a reaction on week 10. It was about halfway through the carboplatin infusion. They stopped the infusion, gave me a shot of Benadryl, waited until that took effect and I was breathing better, and then finished the infusion. On week 11, I was a mere minutes into getting the carboplatin. I reacted again. They did not finish the infusion of the carboplatin, and on week 12, they didn't give it to me at all. But the breathlessness and the respiratory distress that I've been feeling since then has not gone away. It's something that we're keeping an eye on, but it hasn't gone away. So if you see me getting breathless, don't worry, I'm fine. I have learned ways of working around it, and I'm fine as far as that goes. I have gained 40 pounds since the beginning of this journey. Now, this is where the tears may start. Any of you out here who are watching this and who know that 14 years ago I had weight loss surgery, a weight gain of that much in such a short period of time has caused a lot of big emotions. I was working really hard at taking weight off over the last year. It took me a year and a half to get myself from the time I started trying to lose weight again until the beginning of this, so like the end of February. It took me a year and a half to take off 20 pounds. 25 pounds, sorry. It's a lot of work for somebody who struggles with weight issues, and I have all my life. It's a lot of work. 14 years ago, I took drastic steps and had gastric bypass surgery, and I went from 300 pounds down to 175. I knew I would gain back, so I purposely worked on getting that low, knowing that I didn't want to be that low. I wanted to be between 180 and 190. That's where I looked the healthiest. That's where I felt the healthiest. And that's where I wanted to be. Well, the middle of February, I weighed myself on a really decently accurate scale, and I was 195 pounds. I had 5 pounds to go, folks. 5 pounds to go to where I was, where that was my goal. I wanted to be 190 pounds. And then this started. And then I started chemo. And in that time, I've gained 40 pounds. That's huge. People say, oh, don't worry, it'll come back off. But how long? How long am I going to have to struggle with taking weight off again? It's tough. It's really tough. And everybody says, we love you anyway. It doesn't matter what you look like, but it matters to me. And it's depressing. I'm not going to go on and on about my weight issue. It is what it is. I'm afraid I won't ever get it off. It took me, like I say, it took me a year and a half to get off 20 pounds. So that if I work it out, it's 3 years to get back down to where I want to be if I stay right where I'm at. But the dexamethasone and the whatever it is, the round of chemo that I'm on right now, both of those drugs also cause weight gain. I know I'm going to lose a bit of weight quickly and unnaturally by doing my double mastectomy, but that's probably only about 5 pounds, maybe 10 if I'm very lucky. But that's not where the weight's settling anyway. Like, the weight's settling in my belly and in my backside. And so how long? I don't know. And I'm scared. I'm scared I won't ever get it off. Knowing I've got 12 weeks left to go where I've got medications floating around in my system that are going to continue to cause weight gain. How much more am I going to gain? I don't know. It's a problem. Anyway, off that, we have 11 weeks to go of the chemo portion of this journey. And in that time, it's going to be pretty much the same as it has been up till now, except that I'm not going every week. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be gearing up to go back to Sudbury for a night. And then a few weeks after that, I'm gearing up to go to Sudbury for another night. But then in 11 weeks, John and I are going to be going to Sudbury on the Wednesday instead of the Thursday. Because on the Wednesday I have an appointment with my surgeon. I will keep you all up to date on that. It's just a matter of probably doing up some paperwork, figuring out an appointment date, that sort of thing. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, praying to God, hoping that on that date I will know when my surgery is going to be. I know when I went in to see the surgeon here in North Bay for the portacath placement, I knew that day when my surgery was going to be. So I'm hoping that's going to be the same for the double mastectomy. I have my last chemo on the 25th of September. My surgeon appointment is the 23rd of September. So we will be away for 2 nights. Up until yesterday, we had 3 puppies that we needed to worry about. I call them puppies, 2 are mature adults. But we did have a puppy in the house. And until yesterday, she was here. We have found her forever home. I got a message from them today saying that she has settled in nicely, which is really relieving, knowing that we got her a good home. So we have that coming up in 11 weeks. I can't just let my phone sit down. That's something else that anybody who truly knows the real Heather knows that. I have been feeling really isolated. Now, part of that is on me because I'm afraid. My immunities are low. I don't want to get sick. I don't want to put chemo on hold. I just want to get through it. The surgeon actually suggested that maybe to give my body a bit of a break, I could put chemo on hold for a week and try and get rid of some of this breathlessness. And I said, no, I just want to keep going. I have been told through the social worker that I spoke to a social worker early in the week last week. I've been told by her that I need to push through some of the depression that is starting to settle in as a result of everything that's going on. She's given me some pretty... Excuse me, I'm just reaching for my iced coffee. She's given me some pretty awesome ideas on how to work through it, which I've been working on trying to do. One of those things is, she calls it neutral self-talk. And that is, instead of saying, oh, I'm so depressed, oh, I'm so down, oh, I'm so this, oh, I'm so that, or trying for the really peppy, positive self-talk stuff that I was really, really, really trying to do for a very long time. I just can't seem to get there anymore. She has said that I should just focus on the neutral. Today I did this, and it was good. Today I woke up, and I don't feel as crappy as I have been. I'm not really having a whole lot of difficulty breathing today, which is amazing. It really is. But that's neutral. That's just a fact. The brain fog's not so bad today. And just focus on the today stuff. Just focus on what's really happening right now. And I guess I really need to work on that. But I'm getting there. And behavioral wise, 15 minutes a day doing something beneficial. Doesn't matter if it's something beneficial in my home or something beneficial for me. Just 15 minutes a day. And I think I can manage that. Even if I have to break it down into 5-minute segments, I think I can manage that. So that is going to help, or at least I'm hoping that is going to help the depression that is settling in. Because I have worked too long and too hard to keep myself stable. Most of you know, most of the people on my friends list know that I have bipolar disorder, and I cannot afford to have the depression stick around. Because if it really settles in hard and heavy, that's it. It's going to take a lot. So I am requesting, I'm begging for prayer at this point for my mental health. I honestly thought I was going to be able to do this, power my way through 24 weeks of chemo, not have to land myself in a situation where I had to physically self-isolate. But that's where we are, folks. My immunities are low right now. As long as I'm getting together with people who know they're well, I should be okay. But if there's any chance of illness, I need to just social distance. COVID gave me that, at least. I know how to do that. As far as my faith, My faith is strong. I know that God has this. I wish I saw some more of the bigger picture that I know He can see, but I know God's got this. I know I'm being held by a number of family members who may or may not watch 20 plus minutes of me rambling on, but I know that I'm being upheld by family members who love me, who truly want to see me get through this, and that's what I'm praying for as well. I know God's holding me. I know that. I was told last night that I needed to be vulnerable and tell all of you folks on a Real Talk video that things are tough, and they really are. But my faith is stronger than ever. I don't know how that works. I really don't. But I know He's bigger. I know He's stronger than I am. And I know He's with me. And when the tears start flowing, I know I'm getting a great big old hug because I can feel it. And for those of you who don't know what that feels like, ask for it. Ask Him to hold you. Because I'll tell you what, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that is quite like it. Oh, John can give me a hug, and that's wonderful. And I love John's hugs. I love him just touching me. Just holding my hand or putting his hand on my leg or, just touching me. I love that. But there is nothing better than a big hug from Jesus. Nothing. So my faith is strong. There is nothing that's going to tear me away from Jesus right now. Or ever. Because 8 years ago I started to lean. 8 years ago I started to cling. 8 years ago I started to hold His hand. Because I needed Him to hold me through the loss of my daughter. But in the last few months, I've needed Him more and more and more. And you know what? He has stepped up. Or at least I have. I've stepped closer. I've leaned harder. I've clung. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing, like the love of Jesus when you're going through something. When you're going through something good, when you're going through something bad. Just when you're going through something. That beep and the lack of noise was my air conditioner shutting down because my power bank ran out of power. But that's fine. I can get through this and then start the generator. I am actually going to wrap this up. I just noticed I'm at almost 24 minutes. But anyway, I covet your prayers. I beg for your prayers. Just for prayers of peace. Prayers of peace, and that God's will be done in my life. Because that is the single most important thing for me. As far as healing's concerned, I've said this before, I'll say it again. I know I'm going to be healed. There is no question in my mind that I'm going to be healed. And where that happens doesn't matter to me. I know it matters to my family members. I know it matters to my friends. But for me, that doesn't matter. Because I know I'm going to be healed. It will either be on this side of heaven or it will be on heaven's side of earth. But I know I'm going to be healed. So all I'm asking for prayer is peace and that God's will be done in my life. I love you all. I pray for every single person who watches these videos. I may not know you by name, but I pray for you. And I truly, truly believe that God is working. He's working through me. He's working for each of you. God bless you all. I love you. I will catch you on the next one.